Yo guys, what's up? And today we're back with the driver career mode and we're going out for a setup here. Sorry if my voice is quite deep, it's that I've not felt very well in the last week. So anyway, here's our quali run. We enable DRS down the straight. Not much really to talk about in qualifying runs. I haven't really done anything to it, but all I'm going to say is I got P9 and it wasn't the best on the second run. That's what I would say. Wasn't really looking to do qualifying, like getting to Q2. I just wanted to stay in Q1. So I just did the run that I wanted to do. So here we are, then down the back straight. Not bad entry. Fernando Alonso sets the fastest lap. Not nice and clean through that corner. We'll see what we get. Coming around the final corner. What we will set, I don't know. DRS enabled, and that's second fastest ahead of Alonso. Damn. So we're just going to go on to our second run just in a moment, and I'll be right now. So anyway, here we are for the second run of qualifying. A bit late to start the recording, but here we are. Our second run of qualifying. And a green first sector, nice. But anyway, here we go. Go around a bit. Go around the back straight, enable DRS. Here we go around this corner, which you would call death corner, you could say. And oh, we've spun. That's not great, but anyway, I did crash out anyway, so that's what we qualified. P15.
No more practice. This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1, of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. So here we are in 2021 at the start of another Formula One World Championship. It all begins here. Mercedes looking to retain their hold on the title. Red Bull seeking to secure their position as the main contender for that title. Ferrari no doubt hoping for a fresh start following their difficulties last year. And elsewhere on the grid, the prospect of some really exciting battles, including between the newly rebranded Aston Martin and Alpine teams. Lots to discuss then with Anthony Davidson, who's joined me in the commentary box for today's event.
It's good to be back, Crofty. Let's hope for some good racing today. We can't know at this point how competitive these teams are relative to each other, but hopefully nobody is able to run and hide. We want to see these drivers pushing to the limit all the way to the checkered flag.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Sainz, Gasly and Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Lance Stroll and Ocon, Lee Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi and George Russell, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
So guys, we are here for the race and we're going to do the one-stop strategy. So not a bad strategy indeed, but we're just going to go for it. So we'll give it a go. And here we have the race start. So 5 red lights and we're about to go underway. And we are underway here for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and a good start from me and the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Raikkonen as I go around the outside of near enough everyone in the midfield. But I just give the position back because why not? Well, here we have a battle between Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton for the podium on lap 1. Hamilton going have that inside line. It's a good battle between the two. Looks very, very cool. But they touch, and Hamilton's near enough in the barrier. Not good from a Lewis Hamilton perspective in the Bahrain GP. So not good. And here's my perspective now, my point of view, and we're trying to defend from George Russell as hard as we can to keep away from the territory that George Russell does have of overtaking here in Bahrain. 100% AI this is, and it's not very bad because I'm defending quite well, so you know, it's 100 AI, it's not bad. I used to play on 90, but now I'm playing on 100, so turn it up a little bit. But anyway, nothing's really happened through the first sector. Just not much, but anyway, Lewis Hamilton making a move round the outside of the Alfa Romeo of Antonio Giovinazzi. That's a brilliant move there. Of course, he's going to get that comeback drive. He's in the fastest car on the grid. But it looks like, why is Kimi Raikkonen let him past? Looks like he's retiring. He's so slow. Yeah, he's retiring. Unbelievable. First retirement of the season comes from Kimi Raikkonen. And here we have Mick Schumacher and me having a scrap. He's trying it on the inside. Wasn't too sure on that. But first of all, I want to talk about, I wonder what other teams' strategies are going to do here in this race. It's not all about me in this race now. It's about other teams, because we don't need to get points. That's not the target. But we basically want to. So we're going to see what teams do their strategies, what other teams have their strategies in mind. But here's the first pit stopper, and it's Daniel Ricciardo, and we're going to watch his pit stop from his point of, well, not his point of view, but from a camera angle that you guys have never seen on my YouTube channel before. This was a good pit stop here. Sainz you could see as well, not bad. And that is the pit strategy. So we're up to P11 now in the race. Mick Schumacher's still behind and George Russell manages to get ahead of Stroll, Ricciardo. Where's the Merc? I think that's, yeah, Bottas. He's picked for another pair of softs. So, quite unique strategy. And he's going for the 2-stop, I'm guessing. Lando Norris in, so he's going for the 1-stop, I'm guessing, because he's gone straight onto mediums. And the Alpine will get ahead of, well, we'll get second. So we're in the top 10. Not bad. As we're trying to get ahead of Lando Norris here. In the making. Well, as you would have saw from the replay. But, or was that a lap? Was that a lap before? I'm not too sure. But he's going toward that inside. I'm going to keep the outside. Not defending too well here. As we go wide. And we're going into the chicane here. And Lando Norris, we're still fighting it here. We still keep the position as we go defensive. But Lando Norris is probably going to make this move count. Yes, he will. Brilliant move there from Lando Norris on us there. As we're going to get the DRS, but I think it's no use. But anyway, it's Sergio Perez against Fernando Alonso. He's going to go round the outside of Fernando Alonso. And he made that move stick brilliantly. Sergio Perez. That was a really, really good move. Fair play. Fair play. Anyway, here we are in P9. We're defending from Mick Schumacher. We're P9 and P10. As I'm trying to break the toe. So, defending the inside here. And we're going round the chicane. And I don't know why, but it looks like I've got front wing damage. Because of my understeer. It's not understeer. I've started on the mediums anyway. And we're finishing on the hards. So I don't know what's happening, but now I'm guessing we don't have as much understeer as we actually did from the previous laps. But here's Ricciardo, smooth move there from Danny Rick. We're trying to stay with him here as we're going to go toward the inside as we've gone wide, but Daniel Ricciardo's going to retain the position brilliantly. And anyway, here's the Lando Norris point of view, as again I've said, but he's going to make the move on the inside of Yuki Tsunoda. Brilliant move, but Yuki Tsunoda can still hold this here. They're side by side here, going into lap 13. We'll see what happens, but Lando Norris had the DRS, he had the clean air to go through, and he's going to take P6 off Yuki Tsunoda. Charles Leclerc is on my backside as he's trying to make this move count now. I'm trying to stick with him for P9 as I'm going to go round the inside, try anyway. But, oh my god, we've touched going into the chicane. And that is definitely, this time, front wing damage. I can't believe it. That is very, very unlucky indeed. I'm shaking my head. I'm literally shaking my head. And that is really, really unbelievable stuff here in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Anyway, we have a replay of it here. We have the best possible suitable replay that we have, as you can see. And look, Charles Leclerc sent us, and that's us going off track because we have to in those circumstances, and that's completely put us off in the race as we looked from the replay. That is unbelievable, as we're still ahead of Nikita Mazepin though. And we're getting momentary lapse of understeer. I cannot do it. I cannot keep up with the understeer here, as Lewis Hamilton is going to try and make a move on the inside, but we're defending him, which is quite unbelievable, as we touch, which is not great, as I'm going to make my pit stop, as Lewis Hamilton's going to get slipstream off me. And here we have our pit stop now. We have to go up to the, we have to go all the way at the back, which is annoying, but we're still making our pit stop. We're going on to the hards. We have to change the front wing, which is costing us more and more time because of how heavy it is, and we're out. So that is final for our pit strategy. 7.9 seconds on our pit strategy, but the Alpine of Esteban Ocon is now coming into the pits, guys. We'll see what he says, but Esteban Ocon, we get the rear point of view here on the Alpine car, and that looks a pretty good pit stop there from Esteban Ocon and his pit crew. So he would take that any day of the week, to be fair. So it was a good pit strategy, as Lewis Hamilton doesn't get ahead of him. Here's Valtteri Bottas now. He's having his second pit stop of the race now. So not surprised too much by it, as he gets released from the pit crew. But good pit stop. Charles Leclerc now, it's just all 3 pit stops at this point, as he's coming in for his second pit stop. Sorry for the yawn there, that was completely my fault, but anyway, he has completed his second pit stop. That's all his pit strategies done now for this race. Pretty good. Lando Norris, who's currently sitting in P2, will not make a pit stop, but the Red Bull is going to go towards that inside line. Sergio Perez against Lando Norris here, going into turn 1. Lando Norris will get a bit of slipstream, but Perez keeps P2. It's a 1-2 for the Red Bull at this moment, and they are looking strong for this season. As now I'm going to, as I get DRS on Nikita Mazepin, go towards that inside. Nice move there from me. The first proper move that I've done in the whole race. So that was a pretty good move, but quite aggressive as well. But I had to do it if I want the team to get at least 9th in the constructors standings. It's not all about me this season, it's all about the constructors. Once I get further into the career mode, it will definitely, for sure, be about the career mode. It'll be about the driver standings, as we're trying to keep away from Nikita Mazepin. He's defending quite fierce here. Well, I am, not him, but 3/10 is the gap between me and Mazepin. Really, I shouldn't be fighting Mazepin, no offence, but I just really shouldn't. Lap 21 out of 29, still trying to defend from Nikita Mazepin. 0.8 of a second now. We are in front by, but he will still get the DRS. He's just not quick enough to get me. We'll see what he does though. He gained about 0.3 through that one DRS point. So Nikita Mazepin still trying to fight us as we're going around these few corners now. We're going around the death corner where I spun in qualifying. But yeah, not so bad. as we are going down the pit straight. We're enabling our ERS lap 22 out of 29 now. Not bad, as we're trying to get as much speed as possible. And as Nikita Mazepin will definitely not catch us now. But we'll see, because he's still 9/10 behind us. And we're coming toward the end point now of the race. Is there any point fighting him? Is there any point trying to get away? Yes, there is, because we can't be fighting Nikita Mazepin for position in a race. That's for sure. As he will not get DRS, as he's 1.4 seconds behind now, and now 4 seconds. 25 then, and Carlos Sainz is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Looks to be another mechanical failure. And to be fair, we're going to view the replay right now here, and yeah, looks to be a mechanical failure. It is. So not good from the Spanish driver of Carlos Sainz. He's out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Very unlucky for him there, as we're now going to go past him. Hopefully something will happen. No, nothing happens, of course not, because it's a mechanical failure. But we move on to lap 26 now out of 29 in the Bahrain Grand Prix. And we're not looking too bad here. But, you know, it's been a good Grand Prix. At least we're getting somewhere. And we need Mick Schumacher to do something. At least try and go off track, maybe. As there is 3 people fighting it out of Giovinazzi, Russell and Mick Schumacher here. But nothing to happen just yet. So yeah, that's all from the pit strategies now, guys. And to be fair, not a bad race. To be fair, not much has happened in 29 laps, I will be honest. Well, 26 laps. I'll be honest. But we've still got plenty to do as we go into the 27th lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're in 17th out of 18th. As we're trying to catch up to Russell, Giovinazzi and Mick Schumacher. As they look to be side by side, 3 wide. Into about turn 4, I think it is. Turn 3, turn 4. But let's hope they go wide. One of them at least. Well, except George Russell. We don't want going out, because he's our teammate. So the side by side Giovinazzi, and he is off the track, Mick Schumacher. Very, very unlucky today from the Haas. And it's not looking too good in the constructors either. It's too early to call yet, but come on. You shouldn't be going at least like 3 wide into 1 corner at least. But yeah, really, I think the Hasses are going to get lapped now, because they are very, very slow. at this point. I don't think we'll get lapped. I've got a bit of faith that we won't get lapped, because we are faster than the Haas, and there's only one lap left, so... Oh no, one of the Haas has been lapped, let's say. Final lap now, and Sergio Perez has won the Bahrain Grand Prix. Here, Sergio Perez now. We'll get a replay of him winning the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it is a Red Bull 1-2 here in the Bahrain Grand Prix. So that means 44 points in one round as the Haas moves away, and he will lap Nikita Mazepin. Sergio Perez come around the final corner of this Grand Prix, and he is going to win the 2021 Bahrain Grand Prix. And Max Verstappen comes home in P2, and that finishes the Red Bull 1-2. Valtteri Bottas comes home in third. That's the podium dealt with. Not a bad podium, and especially the Red Bull 1-2 is quite phenomenal. Lewis Hamilton with an amazing comeback drive from P20 to P6 here. Lando Norris will finish P4 in this Grand Prix. Danny Ricciardo will finish P5. It's a 4-5 for the McLaren team. Very strong Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton with an amazing comeback drive from P20 to P6. Charles Leclerc and Fernando Alonso have also finished, but it's an AlphaTauri 9-10 here. Esteban Ocon finishes in 11th. A nice Grand Prix for Sebastian Vettel. Yeah, it's been quiet, but it's P12. Stroll has also been quiet in the remaining laps of the Grand Prix, but he will come home to finish in 13th. Giovinazzi now 4 seconds behind, and he will come home in P14. Me and George will come home in P15 and 16. Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin have already finished, so I haven't had a good Grand Prix whatsoever.
The team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
So guys, thanks for watching episode 1 of the My Driver Career Mode. Hope you enjoyed.